Hello and welcome back to Fubi Finance. Nigeria's tax system is changing big in 2026, and this affects your income, your job, your business, and your investments. Today, we explain the new Nigerian tax law in simple terms so you can understand exactly what will happen from January 2026. Everything here is based on the actual tax reform signed into law in 2025 and set to take effect in 2026. I've waited this long to post this video because I wanted to absorb all information and not work with propaganda. First of all, most people are curious. Why this change? Why does it matter now? Especially when Nigerians are suffering. Well, Nigeria's tax system used to be outdated, confusing, and even full of overlapping taxes. To fix this, the government repealed and consolidated many old taxes into law, including income tax, VAT, capital gain tax, stamp duties, and even more. They put this into one modern tax law called the Nigerian Tax Act 2025, effective 2026. This is meant to make tax simpler for everyone, whether you're a worker, a small business owner, or even a big company. But it also introduces new rules that you must know before 2026 begins. So, who will pay tax now? Most Nigerians will pay less or no tax at all. So if you earn 800,000 naira per year, that is annually or less, if we divide 800,000 naira into 12 months, we're having 666 naira, 6666 kobo. So that means if you earn within 66,000 naira monthly, you will not pay tax. A lot of Nigerians suffer and are classed within this range. That is why we say many Nigerians will not pay tax. These Nigerians are now fully exempted from paying personal income tax under the new tax law. This is a big relief for low-income earners. As you know, the new minimum wage is 70,000 naira and a lot of people earn even below that. Now, what is the new personal income tax bracket? Under the new tax system, personal income tax is now progressive, meaning that the range changes as your income increases. Now, I'm going to paste a picture of the typical tax bracket under the new law so that you get to understand. From 801,000 to 3 million naira, you're going to pay 15% tax. If you earn annually 3 million and 1 to 12 million naira, you're going to pay 18%. If you earn 12 million and 1 to 25 million naira annually, you are going to pay 21%, as you can see on the screen. If you earn 25 million and 1 naira to 50 million naira, you're going to pay 23% tax. If your income is 50 million naira and 1 and above, you're going to pay 25% tax. So if we look at the current system in Nigeria, it will mean that a lot of workers will pay little to no tax, and only high income earners see larger tax bills. To be honest, nobody wants to be among the low income earners. If you are following Fubi Finance, God will not let you be among the low income earners that will not have to pay tax. Instead, you will pay your tax. Yes, you will earn better. The idea is not in how much you give out, it's in how much you make. So why not earn big and pay more instead of earning low and not have to pay tax at all? Do you understand the logic? Now, what is the new tax rules for businesses? A lot of businesses have been asking me questions about this. In the Fubi Finance community, we posted something regarding the new tax law, right, sometimes ago. Because of this video, I have not posted further information, but I'm sure they are going to watch this and they are going to get ample information, especially the business owners who have been asking me this question. Small businesses get some relief because small companies with annual turnover of 100 million naira and fixed assets under 250 million naira, including zero company income tax, capital gain tax, and the new development levy. You guys, these informations are verifiable. Just do your due diligence to verify this information. Larger companies have new levies. So like we said, the more you earn, the more you pay. So instead of many overlapping business taxes, as it used to be, a single 4% development levy now applies to accessible profits of standard businesses. When we are talking of the standard businesses, we are talking of businesses above the small business threshold. This replaces older levies like tertiary education tax, NASENI levy, IT levy, police trust funds. All this replaces it. You just pay a single 4% development levy. How does modernization work with the new tax rules? Digital services and foreign platforms are now taxed. Taxes now applies to digital subscriptions like Netflix, Spotify, YouTube Premium, and overseas platforms servicing Nigerians. This is a change reflecting global tax norms. Now, you must have a mandatory tax ID. Every taxable person and business must now have a unified tax identification number, UTIN. And this will be required for things like opening an account, filing your tax returns, and official documentation. What about electronic filing and e-invoicing? Tax filing and payments must now be done electronically. There is no more paper filing. Real-time VAT tracking and e-invoicing system will be enforced. What about capital gains, rent, and deductions? Capital gains are now part of personal tax. Previously, capital gains tax was a flat rate, like 10%. Now, gains from selling assets such as land, shares, crypto, or virtual assets are now taxed at progressive personal income rates up to 25% unless you are under exempt. Rent relief and deductions. The new rule allows rent relief of up to 500,000 naira per year if claimed with actual documentation. Your gratuity, that is severance pay, now becomes taxable beyond certain threshold. Now, what about penalties and compliances? There are strict penalties for filing in late. So under the new law, late tax filing and failure to register can lead to fines, meaning that it is now even more important to be transparent, filing on time, and file correctly. The enforcement. Now, if you tell us to file, what if we find you back door? Guys, the enforcement is not funny. It's even stronger right now. Tax authorities now have power to cross-check taxpayers' information digitally and pursue non-compliant taxpayers more efficiently than before. Now, what is the real impact on you and I? What does this mean for the average Nigerian? If you earn less than 800,000 per year, you pay no personal income tax. If you earn higher amount, you fall into a structured bracket with progressive tax, which is fairer and easier to understand. The truth is, Nigerians don't understand how tax works here. We just go to tax office. Sometimes they just put in some gibberish and add it together and tell you go and pay. Some pay higher, some pay less, depending on who you know or who you met. But it's not going to be the same going forward. That is what the government is telling us. Small businesses get huge break to grow without tax pressure. Digital workers, creatives like me, and people earning from multiple sources may now have to register and declare income. Already for a space like ours, YouTube declares our income tax. You can't even earn on YouTube without them paying out the tax before giving you your proceeds. Big multinational companies and high revenue firms must pay a minimum tax rate aligned with global standards. The new Nigerian tax law that takes effect in January 2026 is one of the biggest in decades. It opens up opportunities and challenges. But the good news is, for most Nigerians, it simplifies the system and protects low-income earners. The Joint Tax Board for TIN registration and verification. This is what you must know about this. One important part of the new Nigerian tax law in 2026 is that every taxable person, workers, business owners, investors must have a taxpayer identification number before they can file taxes, before they can open accounts or even transact certain official business. A taxpayer identification number is a unique number assigned to every individual and businesses that pays tax in Nigeria. It helps the government identify taxpayers, track tax compliance, and make sure taxes are paid properly. The Joint Tax Board, JTB, manages the national TIN database. So whether you move from one state to another or you change jobs, the same TIN stays with you. How do you register for this? You can register online through the official JTB portal. I will drop the link below. It will be the first link in the description below. It's just a few steps. Visit the site, choose the registration type, individual TIN or business and corporate TIN. Enter your details. For individuals, you need your BVN, NIN, date of birth, phone number or email. For businesses, you need your CAC registration number, contact email, and other business details. Submit the form. Once the form is complete and accurate, click submit and the system will process your application. If everything checks out, the TIN is usually sent to your email 24 to 48 hours. A tip for you is to make sure that your BVN and your NIN information matches exactly with your official record. So for some of us that have been boycotting the systems, this is where there may be a problem. Otherwise, the system may delay your TIN issuance. You can also do this registration using the JTB mobile app, although I prefer the website. It's available on Android. It's not yet on iOS, so it helps you register anywhere you are. So what if you think you have a TIN but you aren't sure? You can verify it online in a few minutes. The link will be in the description. Go to that same link, enter your details. For individuals, use your date of birth, your BVN, or your phone number, your registered phone number. For businesses, you can search using your CAC registration number and date of incorporation. Click search to confirm your TIN. The portal will show whether your TIN is valid and it will display the details. Once you see your TIN on the portal, you can download or print TIN certificate and keep it safe for your official use. This TIN is going to be so important and useful to you now from 2026. If you start a new job, you'll be required to avail your TIN. If you start an online business, the same applies. If you open an account, the same applies. If you sign up for digital subscriptions under the new tax regime, the same applies. If you don't have a verified JTB TIN, you may be prevented from completing these processes, or you may even face delay in compliance. That is why doing it now before 2026 is so important. Hi, my name is Olufunke Odode. I'm an economist, a risk asset banker, and a content strategist. If you're not following our channel and you have not joined the Fobe Finance community, what are you waiting for? Please join, like, follow, and share with more people who want to understand the system and money making. If there are more information regarding this, we will keep searching and we'll keep feeding you with this information. Do not hesitate to ask your questions, like, subscribe, and share with others who have been asking questions and longing to know what happens to their income, their businesses, their lives in 2026. Share with others so that they can prepare for these bigger changes in 2026. If you want to have more information about what we do here, check out our playlist. We have a whole lot of videos for you. Subscribe and watch these videos next.